Hannah said that Hurricane Huda is about to be in the villa, and she didn't lie, because the way Huda was behaving, the way she was screaming F you, you're a B, and all type of things, it was definitely giving Hurricane Huda. Poor Jeremiah looked scared as hell to even talk to her, to even approach her and be around her. And tell me why Nick was pressing Jeremiah because he didn't check in on Huda. Make it make sense.
Kay Unscripted, no teens restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Kay, and we're back with another recap, y'all, on Love Island season 7 episode 13. And before we get into this recap, baby, Love Island keeps getting better and better. When we thought there wasn't going to be more drama, they proved to us that we're wrong. But before we get into it, y'all, please go ahead and like this video. Have you subscribed to the channel? Go ahead and share it with your friend and leave all of your thoughts below in the comments and we'll talk about it. Now let's get into this recap because I have so much to say. So Charlie's going home, and baby, why is Hannah crying so much? She's acting like a child who just got scolded from their parents and they're crying and wants everybody to see them crying. And I'm like, girl, if you're that hurt, you could live with Charlie, right? You know that's an option. Yes, I get it, you and Charlie just made up, but you were just bumping and grinding. You literally just kissed Peppy just a few minutes ago. So I get you're sad, but you're doing too much, girl. Charlie pulls her to the side and she's still crying. And she's saying, it's not fair, it's not fair. And Charlie's telling her, girl, look, if you don't get any connections inside here, when you come out, maybe we can explore our connection. Now, over on the other side of the house, things are starting to brew up. Ace is like, why did you vote for Taylor? And so here comes Nick saying, do you see how your vote affected your best friend going home? And I'm just like, Nick, please keep quiet, because what are you saying? He's telling Jeremiah, no offense to you and all, but Charlie and Hannah had a deep connection. They did have ups and downs and they came out from it. So Jeremiah's like, so what are you trying to say? So Nick said, the biggest problem you all had was another man making her pancakes. Jeremiah says, like, it's not my fault she didn't pull you all for chats, but it's actually definitely both of y'all's fault, because like Nick was saying, from day one, y'all have been so closed off with each other. Y'all are not playing the game like it's supposed to. Jeremiah, you're only now participating in the kisses. You were not doing none of that from day one. Jeremiah's like, how are y'all about to tell me how to date? And so Nick is like, dude, she's putting hickeys on your neck, and that's literally making everybody else uncomfortable, and they're not even able to approach you because she's literally saying y'all are closed off. Ace jumps in and he's like, yo, you're scamming, because you cannot be full in from 30 seconds of meeting somebody. Like, you're lying. You came in with motives. He's literally trying to say that, you know, he's trying to win the game, and the way he's going about it is wrong. And so Jeremiah is like, but I met someone that I really like and I'm connecting. Isn't that what we're here to do? And so Nick is saying, dude, you swerved every other girl that has tried to approach you because you're quote unquote closed off with Huda, but y'all are still exploring. How? Jeremiah is saying he doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks about him and how he's dating. My thing is, though, why is Ace so invested? Because we've seen Ace speaking about so much of Jeremiah's relationship with Huda. I'm like, dude, you should be trying to make up your mind as to which girl you want. How about you put that energy into Shelly? Charlie leaves the villa, and baby, Hannah is being so dramatic. She's laying on her pillow with the pictures and she's crying, and it's giving Killer from last season, because that cry is starting to annoy the shit out of me. Now the girls are trying to figure out what the hell just happened, and they're like, why would America vote for Jeremiah to be with Iris? And so Olandra is saying America is seeing some conversations that we're not seeing. There are some things happening that we haven't been seeing. And so Iris asks, well, if Huda went home, do you think that Jeremiah would have gone home? And they're like, no. So they definitely know that it's because Jeremiah and Huda have not been exploring with each other, and Huda has not been allowing anybody to approach Jeremiah. Now, Austin and Jeremiah are having a chat, and so Jeremiah's like, I don't even know what I did wrong. He's saying that he's kind of surprised by Nick's vote. Austin is saying he's not surprised because Nick is a follower, and he's like, oh, his little ringleader Ace. Now we know the only beef that Austin has with Ace is that Shelly likes Ace. That's his beef. So Ace is with some of the guys, and I'm listening to his argument, and what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Because how do you come in from day one, you're locked in with this girl and you're like, that's my person. You're not getting to know anybody else. She's definitely not your type because you said what your type is. And so to him, it's like, you're already talking about y'all are going to make it to the end. For me, that's a scam. And I get what he's saying. But at the same time, I'm just feeling like Ace needs to get his own shit together before he's worried about Jeremiah and Huda's shit. Huda pulls Ace for a chat and she's like, please don't make me look foolish. Is there something that you're not telling me? He tells her like when he sees the conversations that they have, it's giving love bombing and it's giving that they have an agenda because all they're talking about is I'm locked in from day one and we're going to get to the end, and that for him is being fake. Ace is like, I'm not the only one who's seeing it. Some of the other people in the villa are seeing it too. But he's also saying that America sees it and that's why they did what they did. Iris is checking in with Jeremiah and he's saying that he's not sure why America decided to vote that way. So Iris is telling him, look, this is the only place that you will get to date multiple people at the same time. And so maybe America is telling you that you're fighting too much and you do need to explore. Everybody is telling Jeremiah the same thing, but somehow he just cannot get that through his thick skull, like the people say, that he needs to explore his connection outside of Huda. And Huda is still talking to Ace and he's saying, I don't know how Jeremiah was able to pull you in so quickly from day one, but that for me is a red flag. And so she's saying, oh, you want to know why I'm moving the way that I move? And I was just like, please don't tell me that she's going to pull a mom card. And she did pull a mom card. And I'm just like, girl, you cannot use you being a mom as an excuse for everything. It's not going to work. Now, when she said that, she gave a pause and Ace was like, understood. You can tell she was looking for a different reaction, but Ace was like, girl, I get it. Because my mother was a young single parent, so I understand what the dynamics of that is. She's saying, oh, she left her child behind to come here and have an experience, and maybe America is not happy with her about that. But no, girl, America is not happy because they're seeing the way that you're constantly throwing the B word out every time a new girl comes and wants to explore with Jeremiah. And then y'all are having all of these arguments over and over again. You babying him, you talking down to him. And while we may not have seen what Jeremiah does and what Jeremiah says, but it's like, girl, you can't just drop the coochie on him and expect him to be all good and bubbly. And you're making issues over the smallest things, Huda. Now, Olandria and Jalen were passing. And then we see Ace telling Taylor, you see what happens when you don't put in effort? And I'm just like, Ace, what are you here to do? Are you here to give therapy and guidance and counseling? Or are you here to get a connection? Because the same thing can be said to you. You're about to lose Shelly because you're not claiming her like you're supposed to. Now, he asked Taylor if he sees himself being with Olandria in the long run. He didn't say yes. He was like, for real, for real. And he's like, oh, we've grown so much in the past couple of days. And I don't believe it because you only started to put effort in once Jalen came in as a bombshell and showed his interest in Olandria. I'm not going to lie, the commentator is so funny. Oh my god, the things he was saying had me cracking up so much. Now everybody's trying to get ready for bed because it's been a day, right? Here comes Huda. She's crying in the girls' room how Jeremiah never checked on her once and she looks stupid. And tell me why the girls are not calling Huda out on her behavior. Sierra is like cheering her on like, girl, America was trying to protect you. No, they're not. And then she's in the bathroom and she's going off calling Jeremiah a bitch. Jeremiah, this is what you're going to have to put up with when things doesn't go Huda's way. So you better buckle up because it doesn't look like you're going to leave that relationship with Huda. So it's the next day. It's really early in the morning because everybody else is still sleeping. But the new couples are woken up with a text. And so Iris is reading the text which says, today you're going on a triple date with the other new couples. Please get ready and head to the dock where the boat is waiting for you. So they get all dressed up and they head out of the villa, right? They each do a different activity. Jeremiah and Iris are kayaking. Jalen and Olandria, they're having a nice walk on the beach. And Peppy and Hannah, they're snorkeling. Now, Jeremiah looks really happy and I'm happy for him. Back at the villa, Ace has planned yet another date for Shelly. And while she's in the middle of saying, "You better lock it in," she's having a little side conversation with the girls, he comes in and tells her that he has planned something special for her. Now, I like the thoughtfulness with Ace, and I like the fact that he is really investing his time and being real creative with the dates. But Ace, I'm gonna need you to step up a little bit more and be a little bit more open with your emotions and what you're feeling with Shelly. Now, Hannah is no longer sad and she's on her date with Pepe. He's asking her what her love language is. And she says that acts of service is her love language. She really appreciates the little things. He's also asking her what are her non-negotiables. And she said that she's been in a lot of difficult relationships in the past. So it's really hard for her to be open and vulnerable with people. She says that she wants to be her own person and she doesn't want to be defined by her relationship. And so Pepe says that he can agree with her. He's very big on finding someone who has the same drive and ambition as he does, and he wants someone who loves what they do. Now we scope in on Olandria and Jalen's date. He has planned a massage for her, and baby, the real tea is Olandria's body. Her body is bodying. Olandria is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. She is a full package and I'm really loving the connection that she has with Jalen. I actually see her being more relaxed, being more open and allowing Jalen to lead her as compared to when she's with Taylor. She's the one who's doing all of the talking. They were both raised by single parents and Olandria is saying that's something that she can relate to him on. And she said for her being raised by a single mother, it has caused her to play more of a masculine role, and sometimes it's difficult for her to let a man lead in the relationship, but she doesn't want to be the leader. She wants to be in her soft girl era, and I can definitely see that happening with Jalen. We now have another therapy session at the villa with Taylor, Ace, and Nick. And Ace is telling Taylor, "Look, man, you know what your problem is. There's no sense of urgency. At this point, breakfast is bare minimum, right? Now you need to step up your game and win Olandria over." Taylor's like, "Well, what else can I do?" And Ace is like, "You need to listen to your woman. Know what she likes, know what she wants." Now we know Taylor is giving the bare minimum because he has a girl back home. So he's not going to be doing too much. He's just going to play the game. Taylor should have went home. I'm sorry, but there's no connection between him and Olandria. Then we get to see a conversation between Huda and Amaya. Surprise, surprise, because baby, when Amaya first came in, she was the bitch, right? But now she's confiding in Amaya. But anyway, she's saying that when she first started getting to know Jeremiah, she was starting to think that he was love bombing her, and she's been through that before. And she was concerned because after what went down in the night, Jeremiah never came and checked in on her, and how she's always the one who's putting in all the effort and all of the work. Like, what kind of man is he when he's telling her that he wants to be dominant and he's letting her take the lead too much? She's like, "This is why I take the lead, because you're a bitch. You're a effing bitch." And I'm like, "Girl, can you please calm down?" And it's the fact that nobody's correcting this girl's reckless behavior. Like, why do you think it's okay to go around calling everybody a bitch, and at that a man that you claim to love you, babe, love you, you were just humping and bumping and giving him the coochie, now he's a bitch? But I saying that Jeremiah is selfish and he's making everything about him. Nothing has been about her. Girl, you've made everything about you. Like, are you missing something? Did Bella leave some of the Delulu for you? Because what? We're back on the date with Iris and Jeremiah, and Iris is asking him, "Why are you on Love Island?" He said he's looking for a best friend type of thing, and he said that he's usually jokey and happy, and we haven't seen Jeremiah joking and happy in the past couple of days. So that's definitely missing from his personality. Iris tells him that she hasn't really been able to find her person and dating has been a little bit crazy for her. Now we see Jeremiah laughing and he's having a good old time. He's not on edge, he's not worried about anybody taking his words differently and twisting it and turning it around. He's relaxed. Iris tells him, "I am open to still getting to know you, and so I'm available to talk anytime you would like." Jeremiah says that he would definitely like to press the reset button on Iris because there's definitely a reason why America decided to couple them up together. And I'm happy that he is starting to explore. This is what we've wanted to see. We get another chat with Austin and Shelly, and he's complaining again that he doesn't feel comfortable seeing Shelly being pursued by Ace. And then in his confessional, he's saying that he really just wants to tell her that he's not interested in being in the love triangle anymore. But every time he has a conversation with her, he feels like he needs to put in the effort. And I'm just like, Austin, just leave Shelly alone because you know her mind is on Ace and you're not really interested in her. You haven't really been interested in her. You're just irritated that Ace keeps poking his head in. That's what you're really mad about. Huda now pulls Jeremiah for a chat because clearly she wants to know why he decided to vote for her. And he's saying that it wasn't a personal decision. It was just really hard for him to make a decision. She says that she's not mad at him and he's explaining to her like, "Listen, y'all have been tunnel vision from the beginning. Y'all are not exploring. And it just came off a little weird that you're telling Iris that this is your man. Like you should be exploring the connections with other people in the villa." Now Shelly and Ace are chilling, right? And he tickles her ear and he's asking her where she's ticklish. I mean, just playing with each other. Baby, Austin is upset. Clearly, he's not feeling it. And Ace is, playing all of the nice little games and being a little bit childish with Shelly. And I'm loving it, but Ace is pissing me off. When the boat came back to the villa, baby Huda was fuming. She sat on that beach chair and she's like, "I don't give a F." All of the other islanders are going to greet the new couples coming back in, and she's the only one that's over there in the corner being salty. She's making everybody uncomfortable, and at this point, it's looking like she wants to fight. And I'm just looking like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what is your problem? So once they settle in, some of the guys are together, all of the bombshells are upstairs, and the girls are also in a section talking about the dates, right? Hannah is talking about how amazing the date was. Olandria just spilled the tea on how much she enjoyed her date. And this is what Huda looks like. This is her attitude. This is her behavior. Now she got up and all of the girls are looking like they're upset. Because again, she's making yet another moment about her. She said she's going to the bathroom. She walks past the guys who are having a conversation. And she's literally sitting on the stairs, eavesdropping on what Jeremiah is telling the guys. Jeremiah is telling the guys that he feels some type of way because in the bathroom, Huda was calling him all types of names, all kind of bitches. And he's like, what is that call for? And he's saying that in hindsight, she should have gone home if this is how she's going to behave. Nick's telling him, well, do you think there's a reason why she was reacting that way? And Jeremiah says, well, she's mad because I didn't check on her. Nick asks him, well, why didn't you? And he said, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I didn't. And in my head, I didn't feel like doing it, and so I didn't. Now, the man has a right to take time to process what was going on because there was a lot happening the night, right? So as to why Nick is pressing Jeremiah and talking about, oh, I lost some respect for you because of the way you handle it, because a man is supposed to pay attention and go comfort the girl that he's with. Like, Nick, shut up. How about you take care of your cold sores? Now, Huda came from down the steps and she's literally standing right there. And I'm like, this girl is a psycho. Like, you really, what is going on with her? Somebody please tell me. Nick's telling him, look, you said you care about this girl. And so you're now saying that you didn't really want to go around and comfort her because you had a nice day with Iris. And this is the first time that y'all are really experiencing a big argument with each other. And while you're enjoying yourself, Huda is in here crying. And Nick, please keep quiet. Nick is like, well, it's given that you want to drop Huda because you had a good time with Iris. Jeremiah is like, okay, so for the past 2 weeks, you all have been on my back for not exploring. Now that I am exploring my connection with Iris, you all are still giving me shit for it. So what am I supposed to do? And while he's explaining himself, Huda passes by and she says, by all means, go explore. And then she tells him, F you. Y'all, Huda is crashing out real bad. She's going out sad. Now she takes her behind over to where the girls are and she's telling them, oh, I just sat there and listened to everything that he was saying because we're going through some things. He's using Iris as a scapegoat and he wants to drop me to go be with Iris. Literally, the man did not even say that. So what are you talking about? And baby, she starts yelling, you're a bitch. You're a pussy ass bitch. And Huda, and why are none of the girls telling Huda to stop? Then she takes her behind and pulls Iris for a chat. And she's so aggressive at this point that Jalen and Peppy are worried that something is about to happen. Peppy is saying maybe we should stay close in case something happens. And she's telling Iris, listen, I just sat there and listened to all of the conversation that Jeremiah was saying. So I need to know how that date went down. Iris is saying, well, we just had some really good conversations and he said that he's open to getting to know me. Now, all of the girls peeped that something is about to go down and so they decided to go upstairs. Then she's asking Iris, well, did he say anything about me? Why would the man talk about you on his date with Iris? And then she's like, oh, he didn't say anything about me. Now, this is the moment where I needed the girls to really check Huda and tell her about herself, but that's not what they did. And I'm just like, what are y'all not seeing? Because we're seeing something differently and y'all are literally in the house with them. So tell me, what the hell is going on? What was that little speech that y'all were giving Huda, gassing her on and making her feel like she did absolutely nothing wrong? I am so disappointed in all of y'all. It's later on in the night and everybody gets dressed up. Jeremiah pulls Huda for a chat and he just pretty much apologizes to her. And as always, she's going in on him. He's like, I'm not here to argue and I'm not going to let you speak for 30 minutes. That's not going to happen. Huda is telling him how selfish she is and she sees that's a pattern with him because she was about to be voted off and she was still checking in on everybody and he couldn't even find it in himself to check on her. She's mad that Jeremiah slept in the bed with Iris while she cried herself to sleep and so she tells him, I want nothing to do with you. Now this is where the episode ended and if we think Love Island has shaken these islanders up, no, a recoupling is coming. And we know that there's more that's about to go down. But guys, tell me all of your thoughts on this episode of Love Island Season 7, Episode 13. Please do not forget to like this video, share it with a friend, leave all of your thoughts below. I'm going to meet you there so we could talk about it. Please don't be shy to say something because I'm waiting on you. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.